Today at the Quick Speed Shop, I'm working more on the plow truck Jeep. So what I got going on here is the plow here has a steel edge, and there's shoes back here that are supposed to ride on the ground. But this edge is super sharp and it digs into the grass, especially when the ground's not frozen. So what I got out of the dumpster is a worn out rubber plow edge for a road truck, for the wing plow, I think. This thing's like, I don't know, almost 1.5 inches thick, super heavy duty rubber. And what I'm going to do is go and drill this plate and put a rubber edge on this plow, so hopefully this won't tear up the grass as much as this real sharp steel edge. So when this rubber was on the plow truck, this edge is worn down, obviously was down, and then it had a steel plate, another one of these plow edges clamped across the top of it to hold it. I don't have that, so I'm probably going to either use a piece of flat stock, or I might just use big washers on the bolts to hold this, because I'm not doing a lot of plowing here with it. But I think instead of using these big slots to bolt in here, I might just drill straight in to the rubber. That way, I'm afraid if I put a bolt through here, it could potentially slide off if it's not pinch tight enough, which I doubt it probably would, but I'm going to try just to either use these or drill a hole through here. But anyways, first thing I want to do is, you see there's holes here in the plow blade already, but they kind of run in. This edge is welded on, and it kind of runs into a piece of channel iron on the back side here, and it's in a weird spot. So I don't think I can use those. I think I'm just going to re-drill some new holes, probably like here, down a little bit lower, and this rubber edge is going to go hang down about 1 inch below the steel. It's heavy. Hang down about 1 inch below the steel like this, and I'll cut it off here when it's done. But this will give me a nice rubber edge that hopefully should float over the grass. When I plowed with my Case high wheel lawn tractor, it had a 54-inch blade. This one's a 72, I think. If I had a 54 with one of these rubber edges on it, I could plow across the grass without hurting it at all. So I'm hoping to reestablish that with the big Jeep here. Okay, there we go. I've drilled everything. I got my bolt action ready to go. I had to drill these about 5 drill sizes bigger than 3/8 because the rubber sucks way down. And I think I got it enough to get the bolt in there. It's tight like a tiger. There we go. Just gonna put a big 1/2 inch washer on the front of it. That should be enough. I'm all in the chips. I'm in the chips. Hopefully this will work. There we go. Got them all jammed through. It hurts when I kneel on these rubber leave-ins too. Let's go ahead and we'll hold this up here and see if it goes. This rubber is heavy. It's probably 60 or 70 pounds. Uh-oh. Ow. Uh-oh. One of my starter holes is off and this won't line up. I think it's this one. Well, those 3 are going on. I think what the problem was is I had this rubber not completely straight and it had arc in it when I was measuring it just a little bit, and it got me off. I gotta go get a broom and get rid of all these drill leave-ins because I've kneeled in them. They cut my fingers up. I'm gonna clean all this up. I'm gonna fight with this and I'm gonna get it on here, so I'll be right back. Okay, I got everything bolted up now. I'm just gonna tighten her down here. The rubber's thick enough. I don't think these will pull through, hopefully. We'll see after using this a little bit. So I'll go ahead and I'll bolt all this down. I'll just quick lop this off here. And we'll have a nice rubber cutting edge on the plow. Alright, my next job here is I'm going to change the power steering box, because the box on this Jeep, the seal is shot at the bottom, and you put fluid in it, basically pretty much runs right back out, and I really need the power steering with this plow because it's a bear to turn this power steering box with no fluid in it with the plow on. I mean, it's a struggle. So my junkyard extravaganza video that I shot last year, you can see it over here. I pulled this box out of an 80s Grand Wagoneer, and hopefully it'll be good. It didn't appear to be leaking real bad, so I've had it laying around here for all summer. Didn't put it in. Now it's winter time, so I got to put it in. So the first thing I gotta do is these 4 bolts in the frame here. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get these out, and then I gotta pull the broken off, what do you call it here, rag joint. Gotta pull the rag joint off here. I gotta get the nut, get this tie rod end off, and then separate from in there. It shouldn't be too bad to switch. Somebody's calling me. Hold on. To the block list. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is go under here and I'm going to try to start breaking the bolts loose. Then I got to get the pitman arm loose and the rag joint loose. Unbolt it from the steering box, or the power steering pump box. Then hopefully it'll come right out. Got some breaking bar action here. Try to bust her loose. Ay, ay, ay. Ah, man. That's in there. That is in there. Alright, they're working pretty easy now, so it's going to come out. Next thing I'm going to do is go in here to the tie rod end, or the pitman arm. See the nut there? I'm going to take the nut off, knock the pitman arm link down, and then we'll just unhook it up. The steering rag link will unhook that, but you go in here and try to pop this loose. Like a surgeon. Hey! Cutting for the very first time. Weird Al be proud. I went and I got some 7mm gloves from Harbor Freight. Let's check these suckers out. Because this thing's a grease ball disaster under here. I got the 7mm jobs. Hopefully they'll stand up to some wrenching. We'll see. It's actually 40-something degrees today, so it's not bad for wrenching in the driveway. This will be another nice in-the-shop project, but too much junk in the way. So, gotta take advantage of the nice weather and wrench on stuff outside when you can. This I can whack the pitman arm with a hammer a few times and it should drop loose. Then all I gotta do is go up and do the rag joint and take the box out. I'm gonna attempt to whack this here and see if it comes apart. If I can get on it. Oh, yep, sort of. Bam! So we're free on the pitman arm. So let's go, I think, under the hood, and we'll unbolt the rag joint and the hoses, and then we'll pop the box out of here. All right. I don't think I can film wrenching on it because I can't get the camera in there. But down here, this is the steering shaft, and this round piece with 2 studs and 2 nuts is the rag joint, which is rubber. And it's what's left here on the box here. It takes isolation out of the steering, or vibration out of the steering when you're driving. But it's got a piece of rubber. These are 2 locating pins, and this one I had to cut through. But there's a cross shaft bolt here, and this is threaded, or not threaded, it's splined. So I'll take this off, then I'll bolt the shaft out of the Jeep, pop that off. We'll get it out, and I'm just going to unbolt the hoses up here from the box. This one's twisted off the power steering pump. Here on the back of the pump here you can see I've got the pressure line there, and then the return line is just a hose clamp fitting, and then this comes right out. So I'll undo the rag joint, then I'll undo these and get them free, and then we'll pop the box out. So here we are at the workbench. First thing I'm going to do is get the rag joint off of here. You see me there? First thing I'm going to do is get the rag joint off here. I need a 12-point socket, 7/16 to get in here and get on this bolt, which is right here. There we go. And this releases the clamp that's on here, and there's, I think it's a cross bolt that goes across a flat in the shaft. So So I think I got to take this all the way out if I remember correctly. And this should just slide off of here. I'm going to have to coax it. There we go. Just had to work it. Bam! There we go. Yeah, it's 18 millimeter. They metric my action here. The big problem is here, this appears to be seized up. Hopefully I can work it without wrecking the pipe. Oh, there we go. She's turning now. I'll go ahead and I'll clean all this up before I get her going. Actually, while I'm right here with the wire wheel, watch this. We'll clean up OSIS. Now I can back this off of here. I need this high pressure line, or the pressure side. The return side is just hose clamp. There's no pressure on the return side, but the pressure hose has to be good. And I bet this has been replaced at one time or another because it's not rusty at all like the rest of the Jeep. One thing I found out building the hot rods is if you're running a GM 525 manual box on a hot rod, like I got on my Model A hot rod truck, I run a manual version of this box. The Jeep Pitman arm here is nice for hot rod applications because it'll flip, I think, either way and go on the shaft, and then it's got a long straight stretch with a hole for the tie rod end, so you can heat this up and bend it and reshape it. It's a real nice piece. Most of them have the tie rod end in here, but this will work out for early Ford applications if you're running a 525 box, or in like a 30s Ford car. If you put a GM box in there, they're a little bit big for the manual box is a little bit big for a Model A, but if you put it in a mid-30s Ford, it'd be the right size. I put it in my Model A truck because I had a 4-inch frame, so it fit in there good. Which the 525 box is like this, except without all the power crap on it. It's only about this long and not as wide. So it's just I think this is a 625, the power box. So I'm going to save this Pitman arm off here. I'll probably just save this for a core or end up throwing it away. But I'm going to save the Pitman arm for sure. Here's the new box. It's kind of gangly to hang on to. First thing I got to do is get this tie rod end out of here. And I've got it locked in the vise, hopefully. Oh, nope. Look, it wants to spit out. This thing's like impossible to hang on to. Every single surface is tapered, and there's no place to grip it. Grip it and rip it. Come on. Man! That's in there. Ah. Ah. we go. I just whacked the end of this tie rod a couple times, or this pitman arm. This should come off here. Whoops, gotta hit it first. Don't make a liar out of me. There we go. The sucker was in there. Okay, I got the rag joint back on. I fluid filmed it before I put it together, and I'm just going to fluid film the end of this pressure hose. Put a little lubrication in here, make sure it goes on nice. Then when I put this back in the Jeep, I'm just going to blast these hoses with fluid film to keep them not rusty. So there we go, the box is ready to go back in the Jeep. I've got the return hose, which I took off the Jeep in the junkyard, but it should be fine. I can fix that if I have to later, but it appears to be alright. Got my pressure hose, which I pulled out of the existing box, which will go back in here like this. Put on a rag joint back on. Got that bolt here put back in with fluid film. Cleaned the splines out, cleaned the threads off with a wire wheel. Threaded our pressure line back in with a little bit of fluid film. That's ready to go. Pitman arm's ready to go. I'm going to go out and put it in the Jeep, and then we'll see how it works. Well, so I got the fluid put back in the power steering pump. It works awesome. I'm able to steer the Jeep now. So I'll be happy plowing guy with my power steering. I might even be able to plow with one hand and wave my other hand out the window to people, get out of the way, I'm coming with a Jeep, look out. So I'm happy that fixed it. It's kind of dark and nasty out. I can't really show you that it works, but trust me, it does. It's been raining all day and it's nasty out, and now it's dark again, so whatever. It's all done, and I'm back on the road. So as always, thanks for watching. I'm going to put a circle somewhere. Where am I going to put it? Back there. Bank on that tractor tire. Go ahead and hit it. I'm putting out new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. And so there's always something to look forward to. So like, share, and subscribe. And as always, we'll see you again. Where is it? Back there at the Quick Speed Shop.